State Councilor's visit and the Shanghai Communique, highlighting common ground and differences, as Roy mentioned, for the United States and China. Let's talk about this with Fred Teng. He's the president of the America-China Public Affairs Institute in New York City. Fred, welcome to the program. Let's begin with Councilor Yang's visit. Realistically speaking here, what does each side hope to accomplish?
Well, I think this is a sequence of events, starting from President Xi's congratulatory message to the phone call, but the February 9th phone call kind of set the tone in terms of the One China policy. Right now, like some of your previous program would talk about, is really setting the stage for the two leaders eventually to meet, and probably in about 4 months' time, and it takes a lot of time for preparation.
A lot has changed, Fred, since the 1972 Shanghai Communique. How much weight does that communique still carry in the Trump administration, considering some of the mixed messages they're sending?
Well, the documents, the Shanghai Communique, really turning hostility to talking about differences and talking about common ground. That is the foundation of the two countries' diplomatic relations. While the other things are being developed, I do not think the fundamental principle will be changed.
And from the global economy to the environment, the world's two largest economies clearly shoulder a lot of responsibility. But clearly there are deep divisions that our reporter also mentioned. How optimistic are you that they can bridge the differences under President Trump?
There's no administration, both sides will ever resolve all of the issues. But if they can tackle some of the issue and listen to each other, I think that will really be helpful.
Fred, trust is very important in any bilateral relationship. How do you build the trust between Washington and Beijing?
How do you build trust is not to surprise each other. Surprise is always the trust killer.
And finally, the biggest obstacles, challenges moving forward besides building on that trust?
Oh, well, I think it's really taking steps to the two leaders, China and the United States are two very different countries in terms of as compared to the rest of the world. Certainly each of these steps are very, very helpful towards the eventual meeting, and they can decide on whether they want to continue on the strategic economic dialogue and many other of the cooperations.
We'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Fred Teng with the America-China Public Affairs Institute, and we'll be watching to see what comes from the Chinese counselor's visit to Washington.